Today we're going to be doing my tier list for the top 130 or so attackers on FIFA 23. This is being recorded as Team of the Year defenders have just gone into packs, and you can see all the players that we do have to get through on the screen right now. We're going to be ranking them via rank 1, rank 2 and rank 3. We've got behind the power curve and then fodder. Alright then guys, so getting into the tier list, and here we are. This is all the players that we have got to get through, and quickly just want to say as well that I'm going to rank these based on my opinion, and there's going to be some SBC cards in here that I rated at the time as great cards and I would complete them, that are now not as good and have fallen behind the power curve, which will be going into that second lowest tier. And we're starting off with flashback Lionel Messi, and he is going in behind the power curve. Reason for that, his physicals are too low, his shooting is quite poor actually, you know, he's not got enough shot power. The pace upgrade is good on him. I do like that about this card, but overall, I think he's just fallen a bit behind. He gets pushed off the ball so easily, and whilst he has got great dribbling and pace, and the pace upgrade, as I said, is really nice, just not as good as he was when he first came out, right? Still, I love this card. I think I'll keep this card in my club for the rest of FIFA 23, just because it's cool to see a flashback Messi, right? A lower rated version of Messi. I will keep him in the club. It's basically a baby icon version of Messi, isn't it? So he's a good card. He's a little bit behind the power curve. He's more of a fun player to use more than anything. And then we have Olivier Giroud's World Cup Stories card. And I'm going to put him in rank 3. And the reason I'm going to put him in rank 3, he's a unique striker. He's what? He's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". He's got really good jumping on top of being that nice height, which makes him an aerial threat. And that's so good if you're playing against somebody that's at your level. You just knock the ball up to him. He's going to win the header 9 times out of 10. And he's really good from corners. He's really good from crosses. And his dribbling is good. He's got 4-star, 4-star. Great strength as well. I think this card's quite underrated, and I always love Giroud's special cards when EA juice him the way they juice this card. Next up, guys, we have Centurion's Neymar, and I think you know where I'm going to put him. Neymar is a GOAT on this game. His gold card probably would go into rank 2 nowadays, but this Centurion's Neymar, his inform felt so much better than his gold card, and the Centurions does feel even better than the inform, of course. And he comes out as a cam by default, and I think he can also play left wing. But I don't think the cam version can play left wing. I think he play cam and left mid maybe. And of course, this card is great because he's got the 5-star, 5-star, and that is just lovely to have. You know, shoot on both feet. His dribbling is insane. His sprint boost is great. His passing is really good. He's a great playmaker. He's great in that middle camera or role because of the dribbling and the passing and the 5-star, 5-star. Means he can go on both feet all of the time and makes him a really unpredictable player, especially if you use the 5-star skill moves as well. Neymar has been so good on FIFA for so many years. The Centurions version is no different. As we move on to Griezmann, I'm stuck with this one. You know, of course, this is the path to glory from the World Cup, and he's got 5-star, 5-star, I think, maybe 5-star, 4-star. Regardless, he's got 5-star skills, which is making me want to put him into rank 1. I think he's that good. And do you know what? I'm actually going to. His pace is a little bit low. His shooting is great. His passing is great. He's actually quite similar to Neymar in a lot of regards. But Griezmann's got better strength. He's better in the air. And I think that adds an extra element to this card, right? The dribbling's insane. The passing's great. The shooting's great. The pace, you can boost up with a Hunter or whatever. And I think he's a really good card because of the 5-star skills. And he's actually worth every penny, in my opinion. Now guys, on to the next one. We have Centurion's Ben Yedder. I'm going to put him in rank 2. Once again, similar to these cards here. Unpredictable with a 5-star weak foot. He's a lot better on old gen than he is on new gen though, because of the fact you can actually turn really quickly on old gen. And what that will allow you to do is really utilise that 5-star weak foot. His finishing's insane. He's not got bad physicals for the kind of player he is. And you know, he's a good striker, but he is definitely not the creme de la creme of strikers this year. Still a great card, but overall not my favourite. Moving on next, we've got Heung-min Son, and I think this is also a World Cup Stories, maybe? World Cup Path to Glory, I forget what it's called. But I'm putting him in rank 3. The reason I'm going to put him in rank 3, whilst he's got incredible shooting and pace, his dribbling, even though it says 89, isn't actually that good. You know, his R1 dribbling isn't that good, his sprint boost isn't that good. Yes, if you get him in front of goal, his shooting is ludicrously good. But I think he's quite one-dimensional, even though he's got that 5-star weak foot as well. The dribbling just really lets him down. You have to kind of like run in straight lines with him. And it's kind of hard to turn on to either foot with him because he just turns a little bit too slowly for my liking. So I'm going to put him in rank 3. Trossard, of course, recently transferred to Arsenal from Brighton. And this card is an interesting one. And I'm probably going to put him in rank 3. And the reason I'm going to put him in rank 3 is specifically just for old gen. He's got insane agility and balance, which means he turns like the best player on the game, similar to like a prime icon Ronaldinho or prime team of the year icon Ronaldinho, team of the year Messi. He turns and dribbles like them cards. And that is the only thing that would allow me to put him in here, and that is why I'm going to put him in here. His shooting's not bad, passing's not bad either. His pace is really good, mixed with that nice agility and balance. And I don't mind this card at all. If you've done him, it's not the worst card in the world, you know. I think he got a +1. I think that's a +1 from an 85 there. So a decent card in Trossard there. Moving on to Timo Werner, behind the power curve, close to fodder. Honestly, a very one-dimensional card, just fast. Shooting's quite poor on him. Dribbling's quite poor on him. Passing's woeful on him. I don't like him very much. I could even move him to fodder and I'd be quite happy with it. I think I'm actually going to as well. A very, very poor card that you definitely should not be using if you're trying to get up the ranks in FUT Champs. Next up, guys, we have Correa. This is a difficult one. This is between rank 2 and rank 1. Because he doesn't have the 5-star, 5-star or 5-star of any note there, I'm going to put him in rank 2. Of course, this is for winning the World Cup. It's got great pace, it's got great dribbling, it's got great shooting and passing with really good physical. This card is a bit monstrous in game. I really liked him for a long time. He's actually got decent defending as well. 57 defending is quite nice because if you want to play him in that kind of midfield role, his defending's not the best, but it's capable enough to allow him to play in a centre midfield, get forward role, and he's got that good aggression in game as well. So I really like Correa. Just recently stopped using him. I think he's an awesome card. Next up, guys, we have Orsic. Orsic is on the cusp of both of these, and I don't know if I can rank via a super sub, but I think Orsic is only a super sub because he's quite hard to link. I'm going to put him rank 2, rank 3, I don't know. Rank 3 just. He's on the cusp of rank 2. His dribbling's insane, even though he's only got 85 dribbling, similar to Trossard. Insane agility and balance with crazy pace. He sprint moves so fast. He is one of the most impactful players I have on my bench, and I really like this card overall. I think if you've done this one, you hit a bit of a doozy as well, guys. A great super sub in Orsic there. Leroy Sané, probably rank 3 again. He's got decent physical, he's really fast, he's got good shooting and dribbling. He's got good body type in game, which allows him to feel quite strong. And he's okay. I think he's got a 3-star weak foot, maybe a 4-star with this upgrade on this World Cup card. But still, Bayern Munich links from Bundesliga aren't the best, so you're kind of forced into playing him on low chemistry, and I don't think he is worth all of that hassle personally. Rank 3 is still fair, in my opinion, for Leroy Sané. Then we have Nicolas Pepe, and this is the Winter Wildcard Nicolas Pepe. It's got an okay card. I think he's got a 5-star weak foot. Don't really know too much about him. This is one of the cards that I haven't actually played with too much, or at all, I don't think. I think if I'm going to put Sané in rank 3, I think Pepe has to go in there as well. You know, 5-star weak foot's nice. He's quick, he's got good shooting and passing, physical's okay. Moving on now, guys, we have Thuram, and this was for the England-France game. And I actually quite like this card. I think rank 3 is fair though. The thing I like about him is similar to Orsic, really good off the bench. Really strong, really good dribbling, really good pace. I think he's like 6'4" in game, so he's really good in the air. You could even move him into rank 2 if you played that playstyle heavily. But for me, I'd like Thuram as just a super sub. That is why he's going to go into rank 3. Ousmane Dembele's Winter Wildcard is going into rank 1. Could somewhat be controversial there, 5-star, 5-star. His dribbling is crazy in game. I love him. But I used him in draft. I've had played with him probably like 20 games overall, and I really liked him, guys. I think he's, you know, got some of the best dribbling on the game. I think the 5-star, 5-star, once again, similar to Neymar, is awesome. You can play him as a wide player, a striker, a cam, whatever you really want to do with him. Works really well with this Ousmane Dembele card. Alright guys, moving on next, we have Lautaro Martinez, a really underrated card. He's going to go into rank 2. I think Lautaro gets really, really heavily underlooked every FIFA. Yes, he's not the fastest, but he has got crazy shooting, crazy good dribbling, and crazy physicals. He's quite small, like 5'11", maybe 5'10", and he's got really good agility and balance, but then he's got insane strength, jumping, aggression, and stamina. He's really good in the air. The strength is awesome, mixed with the agility and balance. And of course, the shooting is insane. I love this card. I think this card is definitely on par with Ben Yedder, and I think it's one of the most underrated cards currently in FIFA 23. Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic is an interesting one. I'm not really too sure where to put him. I think he's a good card. I think he is a good card. I'm probably going to put him in rank 3. I liked him a lot when he first came out. You know, he's relatively fast. He's got great shooting, very good in the air, similar to Martinez actually. Quite similar. Obviously not perfect carbon copies, but they do look somewhat. If you actually look at their stats, I don't know if you can see them or not, but they've got the same dribbling, the same pace, I think too. And Vlahovic has got one more shooting. Physicals are largely the same too. I like Vlahovic. He's good for links as well. Juventus is getting so many SBCs on this game, so Vlahovic is a decent card in my opinion. Terrier, rank 3 as well. Really fast, really strong, great dribbling, great shooting. Really fun card to play with. Quite a unique card once again. Has that insane physical stat and then has a good pace and has decent shooting on him. Rafael Leao, rank 1 as well. Great physical, great pace, 5-star skills on this card as well. Great dribbling. He is 6'2" as well. So he is basically, essentially, he is a new gold Ronaldo. This card, I think he's only like 900k as well, which isn't bad for this Leao. When it comes to team of the season, his 5-star skill move card is going to be ludicrous as well. Really excited for this card to come out and get some more special cards. You know, obviously this is the World Cup Phenoms, and this card is definitely a Phenom. Di Natale, rank 2, a great card at the start of the game, would have gone into rank 1 at the start. A little bit behind the power curve now though, of course not to that level. I'm talking of like the actual best players on the game power curve. So rank 2 I think is fair for Di Natale, great dribbling, pace and shooting. Passing's okay, but he's very, very weak on the ball. And I don't like that about him, but overall a great card. Lionel Messi's team of the year coming up next. Arguably the best player on the game. I think he's in the top 3 to 5 players. His strength has been boosted crazy. His dribbling, everything else other than his defending and physical is almost 99, which is just monstrous. I've done a review on him, so make sure you go check that out. But this card is absolutely brilliant. Mohamed Salah's going to go into rank 2. I like Salah. 3-star weak foot ruins him. I've got not much else to say about him. He's basically a B-Tech Messi, but with a 3-star weak foot. Really disappointing. The only thing I would say that's kind of a redeeming factor about Salah is he always gets really good strength on his cards. You know, mixed with that pace and that strength, it makes him quite unique. And I've got to say, I think he's good, but I don't think he is the top tier player on FIFA and hasn't been for a few years. Other than when he gets a 4-star weak foot, he is not usable in my opinion. Next up, we have Kylian Mbappe's team of the year. Just a better version of Prime 9, in my honest opinion. Great card, great pace, great physicals, great dribbling, great shooting. You can use him in any attacking position you like and will be a god for you. So, of course, really expensive as well. I think he's like genuinely like 14 million right now. Insane. What a card. Now, guys, we're about 10 minutes into this video now. I just want to quickly say that a few of these players that I'm going to be reviewing, for example, Cody Gakpo, is likely to get an honourable mentions. And if he does, just take that as the honourable mentions Gakpo, right? I really like Gakpo on this game. I think you could argue rank 1, honestly. I think rank 2 is probably where he sits. I think a few of you could put him in rank 3, but for me, rank 2 for Gakpo. Once again, similar to like a Cristiano Ronaldo card, he's got really good physical, he's got good dribbling, he's got great pace, good shooting and passing. And the only thing that he has different to like a gold Ronaldo or previous years is he doesn't have the 5-star skills. I'm sure he'll probably get that near the end of the year when they do give him another special card. A good one there, guys. He's not the best, but he is certainly not bad. A good super sub as well. Utilise him in a lot of ways, and I think he's a great card. Moving on next, guys, we've got my favourite player of all time in real life, Eric Cantona, and one of the most underused god cards on FIFA in my opinion. Cantona is tall, he's strong, he's got 5-star skills, he's rapid, he's got great dribbling for how tall and strong he is. His passing, his playmaker levels as well. Cantona is unbelievable on FIFA. I probably wouldn't say the same for his 90 or 88 anymore, but this prime Cantona is godlike, genuinely godlike, and I implore you, if you have the coins to get a player like him, you get him over Eusebio, over Puskas, over Cruyff. He is that good in game, and he's one of the most underutilised players on FIFA throughout the years. I just don't understand it really. Moving on next, guys, we've got Abede Pele. Obviously didn't get any form of special cards, of course part of the Hero program. And Abede Pele is good, but I feel like with this card his shooting's a little bit low, and I feel like you can't really use him as a cam anymore just because of how many good cams there are on the game. I feel like he has to be used as a box-to-box midfielder, and he just doesn't have the defending or physical for that. So this card's kind of in a little bit of limbo. His dribbling's really good, his pace is really good, his shooting is lackluster, and his passing is average. at best, in my opinion. Decent card, but certainly not one that I'd be putting into my main team unless I had to for chemistry. I think he's good, but he's definitely a rank 3 kind of player. Next up, guys, we have Johan Cruyff. I know I just said that Cantona's better than Johan Cruyff, but he still fits into the rank 1 tier. 5-star, 5-star, essentially Neymar once again with a bit more physical. Glides on the ball, one of the best players on the game, of course. Quite cheap this year as well. I think he's only like 2.5 million coins, which is quite cheap for how early on in the game cycle we are. He's a great card. You know, I can't say too much about these great cards. You know why they're good. And Cruyff is one of the best playmakers on the game, mixed with one of the best strikers on the game, which makes him absolutely awesome to use and a great card. Next up, guys, we have David Ginola. And I'm putting him in rank 2. I can't believe I'm doing that. He has good alternate positions, this card. He is nowhere near as good as he was last year. You know, he's good, but he feels quite slow. His dribbling isn't the best in areas. His physicals are great, his shooting's great, and his passing's really good. But I would rather any of these players I've got in rank 1 over Ginola. You know, Neymar, Griezmann, even so. Dembele, definitely. Rafael Leao is basically Ginola, but a better version. So I'm going to put him in rank 2 and he's going to stay there. I think he's a good card, but I don't think he's of the meta level of previous years or last year. I think he came into the game last year, so this is his second version, and certainly not as good this time around. Next up, guys, we have George Best. George Best, another great player, awesome player in real life as well. Basically the right fit in Messi, in my opinion, in real life. Great pace, great dribbling, deserves more dribbling still. Has okay physical, decent in the air, and is okay passing wise. I think this card's best suited as a striker, and he'll turn so quickly for you. If you don't have PS5 and you don't play on new gen, George Best would probably go into rank 1, but because I'm ranking on both, George Best probably goes into rank 2, just on the cusp of rank 1 in my opinion. Next up we have Eusebio, and Eusebio is going to go into rank 1, 5-star, 4-star, basically a better version of Ben Yedder, stronger than Ben Yedder, has better sprint boost than Ben Yedder, has a good body typing game, and is just lightning quick as well. I like Eusebio. I think his baby's good, I think his mid's good, and I think his prime is even better. So Eusebio is going to go into rank 1 for us. Garrincha, similar, going to go into rank 1. If you use skill moves, this card is unbelievable. A great playmaker as well, with shooting that's really good. Great sprint boost on him, great R1 dribbling. An awesome card, who's actually quite cheap this year. I think he's only 1 million coins right now for his prime, which is a little bit crazy in my opinion. Puskas, going into rank 2. Just based on the fact he's got a 3-star weak foot. He can't be used in the most meta teams. You know, if you want to go, you need to turn onto his right foot. It's going to be curtains, like you can't do much with it, which is disappointing, but that is the way we are ranking these cards, right? Of how meta they are. And Puskas is great, but he's just let down by that 3-star weak foot. If he had a 4-star weak foot, he'd be in rank 1, and of course he'll get a moments card or an alternate reality icon or something down the line, which will allow him to go into rank 1. But his prime right now definitely belongs into rank 2. Jairzinho is going as the best player so far. I love Jairzinho. I think he's better than Mbappe. I think he's better than Messi. Broken card. And let me explain as to why. He is 5'9". He's got crazy dribbling, crazy physicals as well. He's really good in the air with 82 strength, great shooting, great passing, and great pace. If you don't do this SBC before it expires, you are going to hold a massive L. He is so good in game. I can't believe how good he is. I think he's got like 90 goal contributions for me in like 30 games. Wild card, just absolutely wild. Loved him to pieces. What a brilliant card. Kenny Dalglish, rank 2. You know, Eusebio is basically a better version of Dalglish's World Cup card. He's good. He's got good pace and dribbling. He's got really good shooting. His passing's a little bit lackluster though. You need good passing on this game. I can't express that enough. Passing is really important. And Dalglish just doesn't have good enough passing, in my opinion. Next up, we've got Baggio. Oh, Baggio's a tough one. Behind the power curve. Yes, I know he's a nice 2-rated icon. He's got 5-star skills. He's weak as all hell though. His shot power is woeful. His pace is okay. His dribbling is good and his passing is good. But still, I think his body typing game and how weak he is and how poor shot power he's got makes him a little bit average, in my opinion. If you use him, you're definitely not playing for the best results. This card just can't compete with some of the other likes of Correa, Salah, you know, Ginola, Griezmann, Dembele, even Giroud, Son, Trossard. I think Trossard's better than him. I think Pepe's better than him. I think Pepe's better than him. You know, these kind of cards are better than Baggio. The rating is literally just a number in this case, and not a very good card in my opinion. Next up, guys, we have R9. R9's World Cup card. Of course, going to go into rank 1. Absolute monster in game. 5-star, 5-star. So powerful, so strong. Left stick dribbling might not be the best on him, but he makes up for that with his insane physicality and the 5-star skills and the 5-star weak foot. Brilliant card in game. Love him to bits. I wish I could back him, but no, we're not that lucky. Next up, guys, we have Eto as well, and Eto's going to go into rank 2 for me. The 5-star weak foot. I think he's quite overrated though. I think Eto's good, but I wouldn't pick him over any of these cards that I've got into rank 1. I think he's good, and there should probably be somewhere we can go between rank 1 and rank 2, because I feel like Eto's a little bit better than Dalglish. I think he's a little bit better than Puskas, but I honestly don't think he's on the rank 1 level. I think he's quite overrated, even though he's really fast and strong. Great finishing, but I just don't like the 4-star skill moves on Eto. Still a great card though, and if you do have him, don't feel disheartened. He is absolutely brilliant. And then we've got Luis Figo, guys. Now this card is quite interesting this year. He's got 5-star skills, and he's got a great card in game. He's a little bit lower on agility and balance, if I remember correctly, but overall a great card that has really good physicals, really good passing and shooting, great pace and dribbling, and of course the 5-star skills that make him unbelievable. Next up, guys, as well, we've got Stoichkov, and Stoichkov, of course, is an SBC. I actually didn't do this one. I think he's good. I think he's quite powerful once again. The 4-star, 4-star, which is an upgrade from 4-star, 3-star. Great physicals, great passing, insane shooting and pace, and dribbling. A good card, a great player, to be honest. Has really good cards every year. Really like his prime. And I think that he's a decent card. I think he's very, very decent. Certainly part of the meta, but he's just not on the level. Like, you know, these cards that you've got in rank 1 are the ones that will win you games on their own. The rank 2 players are the cards that need help, but are still great. And if you do get them in really good scenarios, will bang goals for you. These are kind of like the 10 out of 10 players. These are like the 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 players, you know. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. So don't feel disheartened if you've got any of these players. But, you know, I'm trying to rank them as best as I can with what I know about FIFA. And that is why some of the best players are getting put into rank 2. Because at the highest level, these will cost you a few times, where I don't think these cards are going to cost you at all. If that makes sense. Moving on, guys, we have got Hernandez. I'm putting him behind the power curve. You know, he's got that 3-star weak foot. Not a very good card. Poor physicals. Quite fast. Decent shooting. But a bang average card, in my opinion, and just doesn't fit the meta really too well on this game. Then we have Butragueño. I think he goes into rank 2 again. Upgraded skill moves this time around. 4-star, 5-star. Really, really good dribbling. Really good on old gen. Great sprint boost. Great shooting. Decent passing. Poor physical. But is really rapid in game and has insane shooting. A little pocket rocket, I would say, for Butragueño. Then we have Gary Lineker. Behind the power curve. Maybe even fodder. Probably put him in fodder. 90 rated fodder. That's decent. I don't mind him. He's got good shooting. You know, he's got good power shots and stuff. But everywhere else, other than pace, he's woeful. So fodder it is for Gary Lineker. Sukir, I'm going to put in rank 3. Really good finishing on him, and I have a bit of an affinity with him because I like his green boots in game, and not many players have green boots. But Sukir is not the kind of card that will get you the big ranks in champs. These 2 levels here, rank 1 and rank 2, will get you close to like your 16, 18 and 19 wins. These kind of cards will be like rank 3, I would say, literally rank 3, in terms of like 16 and 4 kind of level. And Sukir definitely fits the bill for rank 3 in my opinion. Then we have Pele. I'm going to actually scroll up here because I've had a bit of a stinker. Pele's World Cup. I don't need to see anything there really, do I? 5-star skills, insane dribbling, insane shooting, good physical, good in the air as well. Pele is a monster. Crespo, behind the power curve, awful card. You know, I packed him twice out of my fodder packs from the World Cup swaps. He is not good. He is not good at all. Drogba, not rank 2, going into rank 3 for Drogba. Actually a quite good card in game. 5-star weak foot, really strong, really powerful, good pace and good in the air. The dribbling will let you down a little bit, but just slap an engine on him and you are sorted with Didier Drogba. Very side close up, fodder, not going to talk too much about him. Poor pace, poor shooting, poor dribbling, good in the air. That's about it with him. And Robin Van Persie, I'm actually going to move him into rank 2. Some of the best shooting I've used on the game. Great power shots, great outside foot shots, great finesse shots as well. Really good in game, of course an SBC as well. I like him a lot, and I think he was an SBC that if you missed out on, you held a bit of an L once again. I think he's actually really good in game and a really underrated card in my opinion. Joe Cole, rank 3. Not like not the best card. He's a bit average. You know, he's good, but doesn't offer anything that these players in rank 2 can't. You know, Gakpo I'd argue is better. Ginola definitely better. Luis Figo definitely better. Of course, the price difference is telling. Then you've got like Stoichkov as well, and I would not switch Stoichkov for Joe Cole. Joe Cole has a few better alternate positions than Stoichkov, but I just feel like it's kind of an outdated World Cup hero now, and he needs another upgrade. Honestly, still decent, but won't get you the top ranks in my opinion. Robbie Keane going into rank 2 still. SBC once again, a very expensive SBC, about 800k for him. Good card. Little bit behind the power curve in terms of how he's fell off since other SBCs have came out, but I do still like him. I think he's got a good sprint boost. Has he got a 5-star weak foot? I think he's got a 5-star weak foot as well, which kind of puts him onto the level of like Dalglish and Eto, I would say. Bucciagueño, they're very similar players. Really like that Robbie Keane. Great SBC, but very expensive. Let me know if you've done that one, guys. JJ Okocha, rank 3. And this is a controversial one. A lot of people think JJ Okocha is insane. Yes, his dribbling is crazy, and it is genuinely crazy. One of the best dribblers on the game. His shooting's poor, his passing is poor, his pace is good. I've used his base for a long time. I have used the World Cup one as well. I just put him into an SBC. I don't think he's that good. I think the dribbling is telling, and it is great. When you come down to the shooting and the passing, his passing is bang average. His shooting is a little bit poor as well. He's got low finishing. Shot power's good, but his low finishing really does affect him. And even if you put a Carashasol on him to improve the finishing, it still doesn't feel that good. Robert Perez is going into rank 2 now. 5-star skills on him, 90 pace and 92 dribbling. And he's got a good body typing game. He's decent. I like him. I think he's kind of similar to Ginola, actually, in terms of the way they look for a starter and how they play in game. I think Perez is a little bit behind on the physicals, but overall I think they're quite similar players. And you know, you get about the same out of both of them on the cards, in my opinion. Fernando Morientes, followed now. I do not like him at all. I loved him when he first came out, but he fell behind the power curve very fast. I'm actually going to put him behind the power curve. I think Fodder's a little bit unfair for Morientes, but he's slow, sluggish, heavy. You have to use him in a certain way to get on with him. You have to be a player that likes to whip him crosses all the time. You don't do that 24/7. Morientes is a poor striker for you. Freddie Lundberg, fodder now. Don't like him. Used him a long time as well, and actually was really good for me. But I think he's just fallen behind the power curve too. You know, he's a bad card, a really bad card now. Did enjoy him at the start when he first came out, but now just a bit of a boring card, and it's going to get put into an SBC for me very, very soon. Landon Donovan, ooh, rank 3. I like Landon Donovan for a few reasons. The first reason is the links to Bale. He's fast, he's got great shooting, his dribbling and passing is a little bit poor, and his physical is quite average. But the links to Bale alone create a use for this card, and he's expensive, and he's certainly not worth 300k. It's about a 50k card overall. He's got good shooting, as I said. He's got good pace. His dribbling's okay. His passing's poor, and his physical is poor. But the link to Bale does elevate him, in my opinion, to being a card that you can use, and it's a good card. Next up, guys, we've got Ronaldo's Rule Breaker. I think underrated. I think his dribbling's good. I think his shooting's good. His pace is a little bit dodgy, but just put an engine on him, and he's a monster. A great card in game. His shooting feels exactly the same as his gold card. Really, really awesome one in game. And we've got Ronaldinho, who I've actually just done a review on, guys. Honestly, the best player I've used on the game. He is absolutely ridiculous. Love his pace, love his dribbling, love his shooting, love his passing, and his physical is brokenly good. Honestly, great physicals on him that make him, honestly, like Mbappe R9 level. I've never seen anything like it in game. He is so good, guys. Go and watch the review. He glides on the ball. It's one of the most awesome cards I've ever used on FIFA. Next up, guys, we've got Sidney Govu, and I think for this one, rank 3 is fair. Now, he was really good at the start of the game, his normal hero card. His World Cup card was really good when it first came out too. But the way he plays in game just doesn't really suit me. It's a bit heavy, even though he's got decent dribbling. His physicals aren't that good. His shooting is crazy though. He's just a pace and shooting merchant though, in my opinion. So he is going to go into rank 3. Next up, guys, we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic's Centurions card going into rank 1 as one of the best strikers on the game for sure. 90 pace with 87 dribbling, 91 shooting, 83 passing, and 90 physical. He is a god. He's got like 99 jumping, I think. 6'5". He is unbelievably good in the air. He's so strong with good agility and balance as well for them skill moves. Makes him literally a game breaker on FIFA 23. And that is the best I can say about him. He is literally breaking the code of the game. He's that good and that overpowered. Peter Crouch, fodder. Dempsey, fodder. Hugo Sanchez, rank 1. I love him in game. I use his loan and I'm going to be completing his SBC over team of the year. 93 pace with 92 dribbling and is that 94 shooting? That's crazy. His runs in behind are some of the best I've ever seen. He is sonic. He is that quick. Honestly, what a card. A little bit worse on old gen, I found. I thought he was a little bit better on new gen because of the runs he made. The attack and AI seemed better on him on new gen, but still a great card. I would still pick him up on old gen as well, which is where I play most of my champs. I have played champs on new gen as well, but I do usually play my champs on old gen. If you want to see me stream champs, I stream most days. Warfight Champions, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be going through our champs games, hopefully getting rank 1. And of course as well, this weekend we'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Vipalization. Trying to pack them juicy team of the year, so make sure you come over there. And I'll be doing lots of player reviews as well, guys. So make sure, if you want to check that out, come over to the Twitch channel. Next up, we've got Rudy Voller, his World Cup card, rank 2 for me. Really strong, hasn't got the skill moves, got a 4-star weak foot, I think. He's good, but about the 4-star skills, not as good as he could be, right? If he had the 4-star skills, he'd be into probably rank 1. He's so strong, so good in the air, great dribbling, great shooting. Passing's a little bit lackluster, but I think you can make up for that because of his 94 shooting, great pace, dribbling, and physical, guys. A great card there. Jean-Pierre Papin. Honestly, if I had my way, I'd probably put him in rank 2, but I feel like I'd get crucified for that. He's great in game for a similar reason as Waller. Doesn't have the strength that Waller has, nor the dribbling, nor the passing even, or the pace, but he is one of the best shooters on the game. He's got an absolute rocket of a power shot on him, a great outside foot shot, a great finesse shot, and one of the most reliable finishers on FIFA 23 for sure. Gonzalo Higuain was great when he came out, behind the power curve now though. You know, MLS as well, difficult to link, has okay dribbling, has good physical, has okay passing, good shooting, and okay pace. You know, he's just an okay player, and certainly when he came out he was good, but certainly now behind the power curve in my opinion. Next up is Alex Pato, similar for him as well, behind the power curve, got 5-star skills, but his stats are just too low to be considered any higher than this in my opinion. And whilst he's behind the power curve, he's still fun to use, but a little bit too low, even as a winter wildcard that came out, 2 weeks ago. He's already behind the power curve in my opinion. Same with Edin Dzeko as well. We've got a few stinkers coming up here, guys. Dzeko was insane when he first came out on that lengthy meta, but now the lengthy meta's kind of been put aside. This card certainly is nowhere near as good as it could have been if the lengthy meta stayed, you know, the way it was on the patch. So I'm going to keep him in behind the power curve as well. Lewandowski, very similar to Jean-Pierre Papin. Really good shooting, okay pace, good passing, and good physical. Makes him a bit more unique than Papin, because he's really good in the air. So is Papin, but he's really short. Physicals on Lewandowski though generally are just better. He's got better strength. His dribbling is also better. He's kind of like a Terminator, right? He's got no pace, but similar to Papin, has crazy shooting, which does put him in rank 3 for me. Riyad Mahrez is going to go into rank 2. A great card with a great finesse shot on him, a great playmaker as well, with the 5-star skills and a great outside foot shot. His dribbling is crazy in game, great R1 dribbling, great L1 dribbling, and a decent sprint boost on him, guys. So rank 2 for him. Next up, guys, we have Sadio Mane. I know I've got the one to watch here, and we're going to be basing it off the one to watch, but he is going to get a flashback card either today, tomorrow, or over the weekend. With that in mind, he's going in rank 1. Good physicals on Mane, great dribbling and pace, really good finisher as well with okay passing. Can play in a multitude of positions as well, play him off the right, play him off the left, play him up front, play him just in behind as well. A great card that deserves a bit more love, and hopefully with the flashback coming out, he will get that deserved love that he honestly really, really needs, because he's a great card in game. Great sprint boost and just overall a great player. Jamie Vardy, behind the power curve, just not a good card. He's got good pace and shooting. Dribbling is woeful on him though, strength is woeful, and passing is woeful. So behind the power curve for Jamie Vardy, even though he came out a week ago. Crazy to say, isn't it? But that's how quick FIFA moves, and that's how quick people fall behind the power curve. Moving on to our next player, guys, we have Paulo Dybala, rank 3 for him. Great dribbling, good passing, decent shooting with okay pace, a good playmaker, but let down by that 4-star weak foot, or sorry, not 4-star, 3-star weak foot that he has, which does put a lot of players below where they should be, right? You've got a few players in here that are 3-star weak foot, which are dropping them from going into rank 2, and that's an issue, right? And that is the biggest issue with Dybala. If he didn't have that, you know, the 4-star weak foot would be insane. I believe his team of the season card he had last year, the 5-star skills and the 4-star weak foot, that card was broken as all hell. St. Maximin, I think you could probably argue going into rank 1, but it's not one of the best boosted St. Maxes we've had over the last few years. The thing about St. Max is he's got the best, like some of the best dribbling on the game. 5-star skills, insane sprint boost, but really poor in terms of strength, passing and shooting here, which is something they don't usually do with St. Max. They usually really boost him up to where he's insane in these regards. Mostly strength though. His strength usually gets a massive boost, and I don't think they've given it to him this year, which is a little bit disappointing. Still a great card though overall in my opinion. Same with Politano, insanely good card, and it's still really good. Of course an SBC, has that insane left stick dribbling, insane sprint boost. Yes, he's weak as all hell, but he makes up with that for his great agility and balance and great pace. Then we have Rebic, and I actually like Rebic. I think that's an underrated card, I do personally. He's really strong. He's got good dribbling, great pace, good shooting, and okay passing. He's really good up front as a getting behind striker, utilising that strength to get beyond the last man. I think Rebic is an underrated card that if you don't have a lot of coins, you should be looking to pick up. Then we have Ryan Kent. And Ryan Kent, for me, goes into rank 2. A great super sub, great dribbling, great pace. Yes, his shooting is awful, but he makes up with that just for his pace and dribbling. He's such a good super sub. He can absolutely tear defenses apart just via his pace and dribbling, and he can always lay off. You know, if you don't trust his shooting, which most people don't, you can always lay it off to someone else if you get down to the byline. Yes, he's weak, but my God, is he good. Fair play to EA for bringing him back out. Maybe not fair play, but you know what I'm saying. Hernandez, it's going to go behind the power curve. Not a good card. I think he's got 3-star skills. An awful card. Of course, I think his team of the year is just better than this left wing card anyway. You know, just not a very good card. A cool concept from EA, just poorly executed in my opinion. Chiesa is going in rank 2. I love Chiesa. I still do. He's one of the cards that came out really early on, out of position. That was like 2 months ago. And he is still seriously good. One of the most meta SBCs I think we've had this year. He's just brilliant, and if you didn't do him, that's a massive L. He's still usable today, and man, I love him. I played with him for so long, and was in my main team for so long, and really, really enjoyed him. Kind of now fallen out. He does still sometimes play in my main team, but definitely sits on the bench a little bit more now. But he is still brilliant every time he comes off the bench. Danjuma, fodder now, was a great card once again when he first came out. Very, very early SBC. One of the first SBCs I think we got. Of course, is now on his way to Tottenham. But just a bang average card and should be put into SBCs by now. And I think I'd done that about a month ago with that Danjuma. But as I said, was really good when he first came out. Reece James, a little bit better than Hernandez in my opinion, because of the 4-star skills that he's got. But still, not the best. You know, he's got a good body typing game, which is putting him into rank 3. I suppose so does Theo Hernandez. But the 4-star skills and the 4-star weak foot definitely do help this Reece James being a little bit better than Theo Hernandez in my opinion. Ansu Fati's out of position card. I'm also going to put him rank 3. I think he's similar to like Chiesa, but just a little bit worse. Good dribbling, good pace, and good shooting. His passing is pretty bang average, and he is very, very weak in game. But he's got great sprint boost and great dribbling. That 87 dribbling feels like a little bit of a lie, because he dribbles better than that in game. More like 93, 94 dribbling in my opinion. A good card, but certainly starting to fall behind the power curve a little bit. Then we've got Darwin Núñez, guys. Once again, going to go into rank 3. His one to watch card. Great pace, good dribbling, good shooting, poor passing, but insane physical. If he had 4-star skills and a 4-star weak foot, I think you could argue rank 2 or maybe even rank 1. He is really good in game, and he was so good at the start of the game as well. I really like this card. I think he's quite underrated even now. Make a great super sub right now as well. Absolute monster in game with great physicals and great shooting. Then we've got Diego Forlan, and this is actually quite a tough one, guys, because we've got Brolin coming up, we've got Kiel coming up, and of course we've got Arawan coming up. I'm going to put Forlan into rank 2. His shooting is great, his pacing is good, his dribbling's okay, doesn't feel that good in game with it being 90. His physicals are awesome as well, and he's got good passing for a striker. He's good in the air, he's got a lethal shot on him, and he's got the pace. That kind of makes him a better version of Lewandowski, in my opinion. If that makes any sense. A good card in game, but certainly not something that I would go to use in my main team. But I understand why people do really like him, and he's got that great physicality, good dribbling, and ludicrously good shooting. So I've actually noticed that there's been a fair few players here, guys, that have 94 shooting. Forlan is another one of them. Out Arawan, very, very easy for Arawan. I'm going to have to move into rank 2, and then we're going to have to move into rank 1. Monster. 99 pace, great body typing game, good physicals, good dribbling for a 6-foot man, good passing, and good shooting once the chemistry styles applied. Monster in game. I can't believe how good that card is. Can't believe how good that card still is. He is just broken as all hell in game, guys. Brolin's an interesting one. I use Brolin a lot, and I actually think his normal card, his normal hero, is better than his World Cup. I know that sounds crazy. I can't get on with this Brolin. I think the thing about him that is kind of a redeeming factor and why he's gone into rank 2 is because he's got 61 defending, and that means, similar to what I was saying about Correa, you can play him as a midfielder, like a get forward midfielder, and he can play well there. His pass is good enough, his shooting is really good, his pace is good, and so is his dribbling. His physical will set him down a little bit, but he is still a great card, right? It's a 3-star wing that lets him down a little bit, but overall I do really like him. Harry Kewell, rank 3, I think that's probably a little bit harsh for him. He's a good card in game, but for me, I just feel like there's so many cards similar to that, like Chiesa, for example. You know, Kewell's a bit better in terms of shooting and passing, but I would take Chiesa every day of the week over Kewell. I just think he's a bit of a bang average card with not much going on, and a very, very overused kind of base stats card, right? You see so many cards similar to him. I think it would be unfair to rank him into the rank 2, so I think rank 3 is probably his home, and it's probably deserved for him. Gerd Muller, one of the cards I haven't used yet, but 4-star, 4-star, 99 finishing. Good shot power, good strength, good in the air, good dribbling. You know, with an engine applied to him, he becomes absolutely ridiculous. And I've used his mid card a little bit. I think he's good, but this Team of the Year card looks crazy to be fair to him. You know, the shooting is crazy, and that is why he's going to go into rank 2, just based off the shooting. If you compare him to like Papan, for example, they're quite similar, but Gerd Muller is just better everywhere else, and also has the 4-star skills as well. So that is nice. Smolarek, going into rank 2, doesn't have any skill moves, but he is a demon in game. He's got 85 physical, and I think that's like 87, 88, maybe 90 strength. He's got 92 dribbling, 94 pace, and he is a zoomer in game. He is like the Flash, which is quite funny actually. But you know, he is great in game, guys. If you need a player that's going to finish his dinner every single day of the week and has lots of other good attributes, but maybe you don't look at him because of his skill moves, go and pick him up and you'll be so surprised. He is great in game. Wayne Rooney, rank 3, powerful player, good pace, good finishing, good dribbling. Maybe could go into rank 2 because I also think similar to Correa, and who else was it that we were talking about? Brolin can play that midfield role because of his strength. He's good in that role. That's where I've used him, and I think he's good there. But I just think, you know, without the skill moves and not being that good at anything in particular, you know, with it being pace or with it being dribbling, you kind of have to put him into rank 3. You know, Smolarek doesn't have the skill moves, but he's got insane dribbling, which kind of makes up for it. So that's kind of my reasoning and thought process behind Rooney. I don't mind him, and then we're going to past and present United teams, but overall a little bit dodgy to use, but I think you can always find a home for him in the midfield, in my personal opinion. Gomez, Alejandro Gomez, is going rank 2 down, he's going into rank 1. 5-star, 5-star, insane on the ball, some of the best dribbling I've used. Love him to pieces, I've got him on my pay to win, and I think he's just a monster. Great sprint boost, as I said, shoot on either foot, great skill moves, really, really sharp skill moves. He is basically this year's version of Maradona. That is how good he is in game, and that's the closest thing I think we'll get to Maradona on FIFA 23. Franck Ribéry, rank 2. I don't like him as much as I used to. I liked him at the start of the game, or when he first came out. He was quite an early SBT as well, wasn't he? And it's just not a good enough card for Ribéry, only 90 rated. It's basically just gold Neymar, right? So, you know, I think it's probably fair to, you know, as we said with Neymar, if it was his gold card, he'd be going into rank 2. And this Ribéry is basically a carbon copy of gold Neymar. So rank 2, I think, is fair for him. Payet is also going to go in rank 2. One of the best SBCs of the year. or of the game cycle so far. Great physicals, great pace, great shooting and passing with insane dribbling. He's just so strong on the ball, which makes him really good. He is one of the most used players on the game right now as well. I really like him. I think he's a little bit overrated, but I still think rank 2 is fair for him with his great strength and pace, dribbling, shooting and passing combinations, guys. Then we've got Aubameyang. He's going in fodder. He's awful. He's just not very good in game. Poor dribbling, just pace, hard to get him into the right positions. He doesn't seem to have the physicals to make up for the poor dribbling. But yes, his finish is good. Yes, his pace is good, but that is all with him, guys. I don't like him one bit. We've got Harry Kane. He is also getting an honourable mentions card, guys, which probably puts him into rank 2 once he gets the honourable mentions. But this World Cup card is good. 5-star weak foot, really big in game, got good dribbling now as well, and will have insane dribbling on his honourable mentions, which does make him quite an interesting card to use. But overall, I just think he's a pretty basic card, you know. He's a little bit different. He's basically Cantona, but without skill moves, in my opinion. They play very similar in game in terms of their body type, their height, the way they shoot, the way they dribble. But of course, the 5-star skills just wins Cantona every time. That's the kind of way I would compare Harry Kane. Hopefully his honourable mentions gets 4-star skills. I doubt it, but a man can hope. Gnabry, behind the power curve, just a very average card. 87, is it 87 for pace? Yeah, 87 for pace and dribbling. And it's 87 for shooting as well. It's a cool card, but just a bit boring, you know. So many better cards here. Have so much better stats. You know, Govu, for example. Papan is so much better than this Gnabry. Nunez as well. Even Lewandowski, guys. I just think Gnabry is a basic card that really doesn't deserve to be anything higher than behind the power curve. Still decent to use, but if you're going to be using him, guys, you're going to be getting like 11 wins by choice. You know, that's like the issue with this Gnabry card. He's just not good enough until he gets a few more special cards. Jack Grealish, probably rank 3. Great dribbling, great pace, good shooting and good passing with okay physical. His dribbling really does set him aside from someone like Gnabry. He's got great dribbling in game, great R1 dribbling, great sprint boost on him as well. Can play the cam role really well and has great double X's as well, actually. Like that card a lot. Then we've got Divock Origi, and Origi is going to go into rank 2. I'm so upset he didn't get the +2, but he's still insanely good. A B-Tech Ibrahimovic, genuinely a B-Tech Ibrahimovic, who's great on the ball, has great aerial abilities, good finishing, okay passing, and is really strong with the 5-star skills, makes him great in game. And then we've got Adama Traore, who's also going to go into rank 2, and I like this card as well. Similar to the Rooney and the Correa that we talked about in the Brolin. That probably makes him the best out of them 3 for what we're talking about here. 97 pace and 89 dribbling, okay shooting, poor passing but great physical. All you want to do if you want to play him in the midfield is you need to boost the passing, and his physicals are going to make up for his poor defending. He is so strong in game, he is so good out wide, he is so good in the centre of the park. He is just a monster, guys. A great card and is worth every penny in my opinion. That is why he's going to go into rank 2. Rank 3 for Marco Asensio, pretty bang average card in my opinion. And you know, he's got good stats, but just isn't very good in game from what I've experienced. You know, a good pace, good dribbling, okay shooting and okay passing with bad physical. Just a really basic card again. It's basically Leroy Sané, isn't it? So very similar cards, and I just think that the cards that are similar are just hard to get past rank 3, you know. They've got Christopher Nkunku, and he's only going in one place, and that's going to be into rank 1, 5-star on him. Can play any way you want. If you want to play him at fullback, you can play him at fullback. CDM as a secondary CDM, you can get away with that. Centre mid, cam, striker, right wing, right mid, left mid, cam, wherever you want to play him, guys. Nkunku is your man. Great card in game. Can shoot on both feet. Has a really sharp skill moves and just a really fun card to play with, actually. Really like that Nkunku card. Jadon Sancho, I was honestly considering putting him into rank 1. He is very good in game. Great dribbling, great skill moves, really good finishing. We actually done a review on him. If you want to go watch that in a bit more detail where we talk about him, go and check that out. Jadon Sancho is great on this game and is no pushover, that Winter Wildcards version. Of course, can play cam and I think striker as well, which is good for him. Kluivert going into fodder. It's not a bad card to be fair, but you know, so many cards similar to him again. Compare him to Werner, for example, they're quite similar. The density to even Danjuma at this stage of the game, guys. You know, I'd rather Lundberg as well, even though they're both in the fodder category. Just a bang average card in my opinion. We've got another card, guys, that is actually going to be getting honourable mentions, and that's going to be Vinicius Junior. And yeah, what a card he is. His gold card would go into rank 1 as well. So fast, great finishing, great dribbling, 5-star skills, just so fun to play with and so meta. A great super sub as well if you've still got his gold card. Damsgaard's going to go into fodder. Bukayo Saka, another card that's actually about to get a honourable mentions. I really like him, and I like his utility as well. Striker, right mid, left mid, cam, right back, left back, centre mid, CDM, can fill in a lot of places for you. And if you ever get a red card, he's a great player to have on your team. Just see him going to so many positions. I really like him, and I think he deserves the rating of cards he's getting. He is a great player in real life and has such good potential. What a player he is. Buchanan shouldn't really be in here, guys, but I am going to rate him as well as a centre mid. We're going to do a midfielder tier list as well, but Buchanan is going to go into rank 2 just because he's fast. Similar to Adama, they're quite similar cards in terms of where they can play. He's not a good forward, but in terms of, you know, a player that can play advanced positions and drop deeper, Buchanan is one of the best on the game. A great super sub as well, just to kind of get him on the ball and just drive into spaces if you're trying to kill a game. He is great for that as well, and can play in a more advanced position if you're trying to see out a game. Buchanan can just run over the top, you know, not run over the top, run in behind. You can play the over the top to him. He's going to latch onto it. He's so quick and actually feels really strong in game. I think that Buchanan's awesome, personally. Anthony is going to be a rank 3. Similar to how he is in real life, a one-trick pony. Just got skills and he's fast. Shooting's poor, passing's poor, dribbling's good, physical's okay, but that 3-star weak foot does ruin him. We need a special card for him that removes that 3-star weak foot. Gonzalo Ramos, really good when he came out, behind the power curve now. Very similar card to Morientes, in my opinion. You know, I would probably say that Gonzalo Ramos is still better than Fernando Morientes, but still not the biggest fan. Was really good when he came out, but definitely not very good anymore. Cristiano Ronaldo flashback card. Better than Messi, still usable. Not in real life, by the way. Let me just add that. Better on the game than Messi's flashback. You know, good pace. Got that good body type in game. Is Cristiano Ronaldo with 5-star skills and more pace, and a bit less in terms of shooting and passing, I think. But he is great in game. Great alternate positions as well. Can play all the alternate positions that his gold card can, and a few more as well, I think. I think this one can play left wing, striker, and right wing, which is really nice. So Ronaldo is going to go into rank 3. Next up, we have Karim the Dream Benzema. Very easy for this one. Going to go into rank 1. 5-star weak foot now. Great agility and balance. Can be boosted with fire and engine as well to boost up that pace, passing, and dribbling, and makes him an absolute unit. I don't want to talk about him for too long. You know, he's got a great body type. He's basically R9, but without the 5-star skills. Is the best way I can describe that card. And then we've got Gareth Bale. This is probably the easiest one here to do. Insane in game. He's so hard to get on chemistry, but you don't need it. Just play him on 1 chem, and he is game changing. I actually start him at left back, and I have the Perisic 87 playing at left mid, and move them in games. So Perisic down to left back, and then Bale can play up front, which is where I do play him at striker, and he is so good, so quick, so strong, great dribbling, and also defend from the front as well. His shooting is ludicrous, and his passing is just crazy as well. Probably the best end of an era we've had at this stage of the game in my recent memory, or my memory of right now. A great card. Di Maria's team of the tournament, also in rank 1, 5-star skills, great dribbling, great physicals, great passing and shooting. I love him in game. You know, 4-star weak foot upgrade as well is crucial to having him and making him usable. And the other thing that I haven't mentioned about these 5-star skillers is the ones that are left-footed and a different dimension to your game, because it's really hard to predict them, because the reverse Elastico now goes the opposite way as it would do in previous years with left-footers and right-footers. So it's quite cool. It makes them kind of inverted and is a nice addition to the game to make players unpredictable, which also adds into why Di Maria is so good. Marco Reus, honestly, behind the power curve, I think that card's a bit average. You know, he's got decent pace and decent shooting and passing, but like that kind of card is just so. Look, compared to Harry Kewell. Harry Kewell is arguably better passing. He's got 1 less shooting, more pace, 1 less dribbling. Physical's a bit different, but they're just similar cards, right? You know, Harry Kewell's been here for a month. Royce came out last week. It's just not an upgrade on this Harry Kewell, so that is why I think Royce goes into there. Lacazette, rank 2, 5-star skills on him. Great physical, great pace, good dribbling, and is a good finisher in game. I love the cards that go from 4-star to 5-star, like Lacazette, and he is awesome in game and is worth every penny as well. Basically the cheaper version of Mbappe's gold card. And then we've got Memphis Depay, behind the power curve. Just a bang average card, nothing special going on there. You know, he's okay, but it's just such an average card. Like, pace is poor, dribbling on him is really poor actually, even though it's 87 there. His agility and balance is quite low. And he's got okay physical, which does make him actually make this list. I wasn't even going to put him on here, but because he's got the physical, I wanted to put him on here, and he does feel quite strong in game, which is nice with the 5-star skills. If he had more pace, in my opinion. And then we've got Ziyech. I actually like this card. I didn't do this one, but his passing is really good. He's got the 5-star skills. I don't know what they upgraded his weak foot to. I think 3 maybe. But he's a great playmaker in game, an absolutely brilliant playmaker in my opinion. So he is going to go into rank 3. Jesus is on the cusp of rank 1. He is really good in game. 5-star skills once again, but once again got a 3-star weak foot. Ruins these cards. He's got good physical though, and good passing with great shooting, good pace and dribbling, but the 5-star skills make him go into rank 2. Just a shout out the weak foot. He's a really good card in game though. We've got Marcus Rashford, probably the most informed player in world football right now. Rank 2, very powerful. I think he's got a 3-star weak foot on this one though still. Needs an engine applied to him, but once you do apply that engine, a monster card. He feels very powerful, and it's once again very similar to Gold Ronaldo's of previous years. Then we've got Dan James, who's going to go into rank 3. Great super sub, really fast in game. Really like him actually. He's still quite expensive because of the link to Bale. I wouldn't buy him to link him to Bale, but if you're on a tight shoestring budget, even though he's quite expensive, but you like the fast dribblers, he is awesome in game. I can't believe how good they've made him, to be honest. Moise Kean, rank 3, he is great as well, by the way. I love Moise Kean, can't wait for his team of the season card. If he had 5-star skills, man, would be a monster as well. Once again, it's a card that is quite basic. You know, he's got good pace and okay dribbling with okay shooting. Poor passing, but great physical. Feels really strong in game, decent in the air, and it's a joy to play with actually. And once again, another one of these Juve players that have been given an SBC. Of course, they've had to give this SBC, but another Juve player into the game, and Juve have such a great set of special cards this year, and Moise Kean is no different. Phil Foden. Rank 1 for Phil Foden. I like him in game. I think he's great. I think he's got one of the best sprint boosts on the game. He glides similar to Ronaldinho. Of course, he's 4-star, but I really like him. Yes, he's weak, but his passing's great, his shooting's great, his pace feels good. It was better than 88. It feels more like 95 because of how good his agility and balance is. And I think he's great. I think he's really underrated, and I'm hoping he gets a team of the season card or a card that gets 5-star skills, because then you have got your new Maradona on this game. He is so good in game. João Felix, of course, now at Chelsea and got a red card in his first game. 5-star skills on him. He's a decent card. You know, he's got good dribbling and good pace, okay shooting, okay physical, and okay passing. You know, he's good. He's actually quite good in game, but I don't think he's on that level of the rank 1 players we've got here, guys. You know, he's still good, but I just think he just about misses out on the rank 1. Silas is going to go to rank 3. I actually liked him in game when I used him. He's got good physical, feels really strong, has got decent shooting, dribbling is good on him as well. Passing lets him down a little bit, but is rapid in game. So Silas goes in there. Another SBC there as well, guys. And then last but certainly not least, he isn't out on the game yet. We don't know his stats, or I don't know his stats, but it's going to be Erling Haaland. Now, guys, if you remember last year when he got the Moments card and transferred to City on it, he was 98 rated, and he was the best card on the game. I'm a bit concerned about this Haaland, as I think he's going to be ridiculous in game. I think he might have the 4-star. I think he might have a massive upgrade to his agility and balance, which means an engine will sort out his agility and balance completely. And I'm a bit concerned about that card. But guys, that is the tier list for the attackers on FIFA 23. What a graph that was. These are all my favourite players, and this is where I put them as well, guys. So if you want to see me do my player reviews, of course they're always on the channel. I'll be reviewing lots on Friday when the honourable mentions come out. If you want to see me stream, I'll be streaming at 11 PM UK time on the Friday for opening all my rewards. I've got like 400 or 500 packs built up again, so make sure you come over there if you want to check out my packs. Lots of big packs, guys. But that is going to be it for this video. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.